Let's pick up where we left off. We saw how humans began to rely on just a handful of crops: wheat, barley, rice, millet, and maize, gradually shifting from wild gathering to farming. But this didn't happen all at once. It was a slow, almost invisible process shaped by tiny changes in the plants themselves. When people harvested wild grains, they unknowingly favored certain traits. For instance, plants whose seeds stuck around longer were easier to collect. Grains that ripened all at once made harvesting simpler. Bigger grains were easier to eat and store. Over time, these traits became more common because humans kept choosing those plants, without ever realizing they were steering evolution. And then a crucial change happened. Wild plants could spread their seeds naturally, but these domesticated crops lost that ability. They became dependent on people. If humans walked away, if they stopped planting, the crops would fail, and that meant starvation. This was the trap. Because the plants needed people, people needed to stay by their fields. They had to protect crops from animals, from rival groups, and even from drought. Land had to be cleared, weeds uprooted, and water carefully tended. This work made the fields productive but also destroyed the rich diversity of wild plants that foragers once relied on. Foragers always had choices. Farmers didn't. As farming became more productive, populations grew. More people meant they needed more food, which meant more farming, a cycle that reinforced itself. Even as farming forced individuals to work longer hours with poorer diets and more diseases, there was no easy way out. Too many people depended on too few plants. Domestication didn't just change plants, it reshaped human lives and choices. What began as a flexible relationship slowly became an obligation. But that's not the end of the story. Farming produced a food surplus, and surplus doesn't just vanish. It accumulates. And with that accumulation came something new: ownership. In the next part, we'll explore how stored grain laid the groundwork for property, inheritance, and the first deep inequalities in human history.